Hi, I hear you're going to be staying in Bournemouth over Christmas, and over the next sort of few minutes I'm going to show you how to make a really basic Christmas dinner. We've got a chicken here, could be turkey, and then we've got we're going to do roast potatoes, some roast parsnips, some carrots, some Brussels sprouts, some pigs in blankets, and some stuffing. So it's really simple. I've got a few herbs that I'll show you. You can add them to it. You can buy ready-made stuff if you want to make it even easier. But this is very simple, hopefully step by step, start to making a Christmas dinner. So step one is prepare your chicken or your turkey. First of all, you want to follow your instructions on the come on packaging of the chicken or turkey. So it should say how long you need to cook it for. So get your oven on, preheat it to the correct temperature, and then we're going to prep the bird. We're going to cover it with some butter, then I'm going to season it with salt and pepper, and I'm going to put some herbs on it. It's a bit of thyme. Again, this is an optional one, but I would generally always season it as well. The butter helps the skin to get nice and golden and crispy as well, so it's really good. So your chicken or turkey's in the oven, now you've got a bit of time to get ahead of things, so you're going to prep various things. So step 2 is prep the pigs in blankets. So step 3 is prep your veg. Again, you want to get everything ready so it just saves time as you get near to serving. So we're going to peel and boil our potatoes, the same with some of our parsnips. We're not going to peel these carrots, they don't need to, but normally you peel your carrots. And then also get your Brussels sprouts ready. So we parboiled the potatoes, so they're still sort of fairly firm in the centre. We fluff them up nicely on the outside. Those fluffed up bits will get crispy. In the pan, we've put some goose fat. You can use oil, but it doesn't always get as crispy with oil because they burn at a higher temperature. So you want it, I think goose fat's great. Obviously veggies don't use that. Let's fluff them up and then put it in the oven so the oil gets hot. Well, it's cooled down now since I took it out. And then sort of gently just turn them in the oil so they're all coated, not in the oil, in the fat. So they're coated in the fat. We're also going to add a little bit of flavour. Again, you don't need to do this, they're great on their own. But we're going to add a little bit of rosemary just to perk up the flavour, and then we'll stick them in the oven, probably for about 25 minutes, half an hour, but keep an eye on them, okay? So it's been about an hour and a half for the chicken, so we're just going to give it a check. So obviously it should always be ready by the time it says on the packet, but there are ways to check as well. So you can use things like thermometers and stuff, but you're actually looking for the juices to run clear. So you can take your knife, and if you just cut in between the arm, the wing, sort of an arm, isn't it? And see whether the juices are running clear or whether they're not. They look fairly clear now. So I will say that's done. And what we'll do is, anyway, you can just rest, and because of the temperature, it'll still cook. Well, not cook, but it'll just finish off nicely. And then you still got it nice and moist, and it's all done. Remember, follow the packaging, but also make sure when you cut in between the wing and the main body that the juices are running clear in between there, and you know it's cooked. So prepared our veg that we did earlier on, now they're ready to go in. So hot oil or goose fat, whichever you want to use, ready to go in for a few minutes. We'll then add some honey just towards the end to coat it. If you put it in too early, then because of the sugar it just burns quite quickly. So we'll put that in towards the end. So chicken's been resting for a bit, just sat there, got all the nice meat juices if you're going to make a gravy. To me, roast is all about the gravy. That's the best bit by a mile, and it can save a rubbish gravy. Now, if you want to do bisto or something like that, that's up to you. But it's so simple to do a proper gravy, meat gravy, that I think it's always worth doing. So in here we've got all the juices and bits from that come out of the chicken. That's going to make the gravy, but it's also got a bit of fat in there. So what we'll do, just to speed it up, you can just drain it off with a spoon. I stick it in the fridge for a few minutes. so it's sort of the fat separates and firms up, and then you can scrape it off. So then you're just left with the meat juices rather than all the fat as well. So again, while we've got the veg in the oven roasting, we can prep our stuffing balls. So we've made, just follow the instructions on the packet for your stuffing, and then grab a little handful, and then just in your hand. Make sure you've greased just a little bit of oil down on the thing so it doesn't stick when you've cooked them, and that's it. So just to update on the potatoes, they've been in for 20 minutes, something like that. And they're starting to get golden now. We're just going to turn them over so they get a nice even colour. So this is where I cook the chicken. Put it in the fridge, and I'll skim some of the fat off. You can get more off. Depends how much time you've got. So yeah, skim some of the fat off, and then keep it in the pan as long as it's. You can put it on a hob. Then we're going to put it onto the hob, and we're going to loosen that up again so it becomes liquid, and we'll put flour in, and that's the base of your gravy. Make it into like a paste, and then we add some water, and it thickens up into a nice, brilliant gravy. Flour. It's about a tablespoon of flour, and then on the heat, and just use a whisk to make it into sort of a paste. And this will thicken it then when you add the other water. Now, you can use water from your veg, or you can just use normal water. You can use a bit of stock if you want. I'm using some the water that we boiled the potatoes in. So you're making it into this, it doesn't look like much, but you're making it into this sort of a paste, okay? So we've dished up, and now hopefully you sit down with your friends and enjoy Christmas dinner. So have a great Christmas, and I'll see you next year.